I hope we're here. This is Captain Jack. We are live. It is Victory Friggin' Sunday. It's going to be Victory Friggin' Monday before you can shake a stick at anything. I'm hoping to lose my voice. I'm hoping to lose my voice because this means that we are good to go. Well, why is that? Why is that not black? That's we need to see this. There we go. There we go. I like that better. You hear me? Good to go. Thanks again. We are having a wonderful show. We are 3-2. 3-2. And God help, I said this before the season. I'm still not totally on. I mean that we're don't print your playoff tickets or playoff plans yet. But gosh darn it, I am so happy right now, especially after all of the crap that we had to endure in the second half. If you guys saw my Facebook stream, when I went on in halftime, and I told you this is a two-half game. This is a two-half game, and I'm happy that we did what we did. I'm gonna try to pull the stats up. Give me a second here. I'm gonna try to pull the stats up, but at this, to be honest, I don't care. I don't care. Here's what it is, okay? And I'm going to try to go to NFL.com because I want to be able to speak intelligently about what was going on, at least statistically. The biggest statistics that you need to know about, okay? The biggest statistics that you need to know about is scoreboard. Raiders 24, Chicago 21. That's the biggest statistic. Just win, baby. Okay? That's it. That's the biggest statistic. I'm trying to get the damn statistic. Oh, of course we got this crap. Shut up! Chase Daniel going up. There you go. That was the Conley interception that they just showed on NFL.com. Okay? That's the Conley interception. Chase Daniel in the game, gave us the game at that point, okay? Gave us the game. And thank you, Eric. I'm going to get to that. The roughing the passer call is horse pucky. Okay? I told everybody this is a two-half game. Two-half game. And in the second half, and they said it on the broadcast. The mistake in the Carr kills the play, the miscommunication between Carr and Jacobs, the fumble, and there was two mistakes on that play, okay? Two mistakes in the fact that, okay, there was a fumble. The second mistake is we need to make sure that Jacobs knows you fall on the ball. You're not cute. You don't get cute. You're too far deep in your in your side of the field to get cute. Fall on the ball. That's it. Fall on the ball. That's all I'm going to say. Don't get cute. Fall on the ball. I'm sure you agree with me. Okay? There's and who got the fumble recovery? 50 who? But that was the only thing that I saw from him today. Was the fact that he got the fumble recovery. Did he get a sack? No. Did he make a tackle? Sure, he made a few. Okay. Oh, I get you. Jacobs was the start today. Jacobs had over 105 yards. I don't know the exact yardage But again, I have the game center up. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to get the damn. It shows all of the where's the, there's the stats. Okay, here's the stats. Okay. Why are they just showing the friggin' Bears? I want to see the. Oh, okay, Raiders. Okay, here's the Raiders stat. Jacobs, 123 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 4.7. And the other important thing is this, okay, is the fact that when Jacobs went out with the injury, okay, Washington came in, played well, did what he needed to do. Rashard, other than when Carr was on his ass for because he wasn't in the right area, because remember that one play where we started that offensive series, like right after that, where they scored a touchdown. I think it was like the next series, and Carr throws it into the middle of the field or gets rid of it because Rashard was supposed to be in the middle of the field. He was the outlet, okay? Yes, Washington Rashard stepped up for sure. It was our defense playing better. I told people, I said the Chicago defense is going to give them a short field for 1 touchdown. That was the first touchdown because it was our mistake. But still, the Chicago defense did it. Now, the touchdown or the long reception where Joyner was on the guy, you can't get better reception or better coverage, in my estimation, than that, okay? The jump ball against Conley, that's a 50-50 ball that the guy got. It was a great play. But that's all they had. Those 3 touchdowns in the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, the Raiders came. And the other thing that I need to remember is this. The long drive where the Raiders were going for the touchdown, Davis was about 1 yard away. It was a great play by the Chicago defense. I told you that Chicago was going to cause some problems. They punched out the ball. It was a legitimate, good punch out. So, we don't get that touchdown. But when we needed to rack up, we did. We did. We racked them up. We sacked them up. We went down the field. We got the touchdown. In fact, I said, don't score too quick. Right after the 2-minute warning, don't score too quick. And Jacobs jumps over the top, 1:57 to go with 2 timeouts. Okay, I get it, and I'm still, I'm nerve-wracked. Okay. Thank God Daniels throws the interception that he did. Bottom line is Raiders are 3-2. I got the stats for the Raiders up if anybody wants to ask. Okay, the line is open 813-699-0834. 813-699-0834. I can see everybody. You guys can hear me. Okay, yeah. Let's see here. I know that's loud, so good. I can hear you. Line is open 813-699-0834. Call in. Okay, Ed. Okay, Incognito had 2 penalties. The one that kept them out for the 3 points. I get it. That was stupid. The second one I don't agree with. The worst call, and Tito just said it, is that horse crap roughing the passer call, which takes an interception away. Takes the interception away. Why is it then when Crosby, he didn't even belly flop on Mahomes in week 2. He didn't. He took him down, natural momentum. He didn't go down on him. He didn't do a Tony Serafazzo fat dance on him. He just brought him down. Natural momentum. He didn't drive him down. And then today, Hurst even went like this. He got his hands off of him. Okay? He got his hands off of him. That is crap. So that needs to be addressed. But it's still going to be a wonderful flight home. The first win for the Raiders in London. And, if the Raiders play in London anymore, I love being there, but I might have to consider not going because, again, maybe Maybe the Raiders won in London because I wasn't there. It was one of those things where, in the third quarter, I did my video for Facebook in this, right? I went to the other room because that's where I was watching the game. I had on my jersey, and they had 3 touchdowns, and I was like, wow. I'm superstitious as hell. I'm like, I gotta ditch this. So I took my jersey off, I took my hat off, and that was for the fourth quarter. It was right after they scored their 3rd touchdown. They didn't do anything else after that. I took this jersey off, I took the hat off. The reason why we won was A, I wasn't in London, and B, I took my jersey and hat off. I'm just saying it. I won the game. I won the game. That's just the way it is. 3-2 going into the bye. Let's see how many people we have here. Okay? We got enough. Push this out. Share it out. If you are on my page on Facebook, grab the link. Grab this link. Push it out. I want to see some people calling. Why was there such a bear crowd? Ed, I'm going to tell you this, okay? There were a big portion of Raider Nation there, but you have to understand, I think, and somebody can back me on, I don't know, but I think this was the first time that Chicago was over in London. Somebody look for that. I think this was Chicago's first trip to London. And a lot of those people, they're not from Chicago. No. They're European fans that okay, well, yeah, there is a bunch of Chicago folks there, but there's a lot of people though that are Euros that are wearing everybody else's jersey, okay? And I think that this was Chicago's first trip. I might be mistaken, but Chicago getting that quick flight to London, just like Chris Donnet was saying, that's the way it is. So you have and remember, this is the 3rd time that the Raiders have been there, okay? 3rd time that the Raiders have been there, so maybe the luster was off. And again, it wasn't really that there was 60,000 fans. I mean, that they was all Bears fans. There was plenty of Oakland fans in there. In fact, the guy I know the guy personally that was on the screen that had on the Davy Jones, or the guy with the octopus face, whatever. Okay, I know him. He's a sailor, and I met him last year. He's in the United States Navy. He was I believe he's in Italy. Great guy. Mr. Wombat. There you go. You even said it. Chris Donnet said it. Mr. Wombat said it. Chris Donnet said it. If you're not over in London early, it's rougher on you. It's rougher on you. And going over to London right after the game in Indianapolis. First off, they were coming off a win, so that's a nicer flight over there. Okay? That, a winning flight, everybody's pumped. You get there on early Monday morning or whatever, but your body's still on Sunday, so you got to stay up. You might have had a quick snooze on the flight, but it behooves you to stay up till at least I want to say 4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock Monday night. Then go to sleep. Then get your sleep in, and then you're good to go. Alec Ingold, great blocking your right, Mr. Wombat, for sure. It's a matter of making the plays. I said it was important that the Raiders continue to go, and that fumble at the beginning of the 3rd quarter really took the sails out. Ed was saying about Emmitt Smith. Okay, he's not Bo. I liken Jacobs more to Emmitt Smith because he can catch and he can juke. He's not overpowering, but he's going to get the yards. He's going to wiggle in. He's going to overpower the people he needs to overpower. He can catch the ball. He can block. Well, okay, Tito, you and Edward can argue. I don't care. To me, he looks like Josh Jacobs, and he's a great rookie. Line is open, 813-699-0834. I want to hear some calls, man. I want to hear you guys and gals talking about the game. Don says more like Curtis Martin. Okay. but whatever. He looks like a great rookie running back. I don't care who it is. Line is open, 813-699-0834. If you guys aren't going to, let's go over some of the stats. Okay, I'm waiting on calls. Whatever. Emmitt Smith, Curtis Martin, Bo Jackson. He looks like Josh Jacobs. There you go. Ed Winchell, talk to me, brother. How you doing?
Okay. What a game.
It was a great game. It was a great game.
Those kids are going to kill me.
Which kids are going to kill you?
Their young Raider team.
Why?
Because why can't we see a 27-10? I can't remember the last time the Raiders won by, and I'm still very happy, but give me a 27-10 or a 24-7 game. Every game is like to the end.
Yeah. I think I don't remember the last time we had a blowout victory. I remember even when it was the Sunday night game against Denver a couple years ago, we were winning handily, and then the Denver came back and scored 2 touchdowns late. It made it close. So I can't remember. Somebody go through the scores, okay? Find me the score the last time that we won by 15 points or more. 2 touchdowns, 14 points or more. The last time that happened, make sure you have that for the everybody, okay? We get it. Don Webb, I agree, good teams win close games, but here's the other thing. Remember, when the Raiders were in the playoffs in 2016, they were 12-4, but how many of those games were because of Carr coming back? The one thing I like about this team is the last 2 wins that we had, the defense came up and got the pick six last week in Indianapolis to seal it, and then the interception today to seal it. So it wasn't necessarily an offensive comeback. The offense did what they needed to do to get the touchdown to seal the victory. But there you go. Yeah, Tito, Denver 53-7. Yeah, I remember that game. They had like 24 points in like the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. I remember that game. Thank you there, Tito. I remember that. It was in Denver, too. It was wonderful. God, that was years ago, though. It was years ago, that game. I don't know if it was a Monday. I think it was a Sunday. I don't think so. I think it was a Sunday game, Tito. But, I'm here. Talk to me.
Does Carr, just in your own mind, does Carr have it in him to throw some deep routes? Or is Gruden keeping him back in this dump him, screen pass, 5-10-yard passes? I was thinking today, who is keeping him back? Is it Carr, or do you think it's Gruden?
It's play calling. It is the short pass offense. It is the not too far offense. It's you get your yardage across the middle, and maybe with the YAC, yards after the catch. It's not the Al Davis, Darryl LaMonica, throw it down the field to Warren Wells or Cliff Branch or whoever the hell you want to say. It's not that offense. That's not Gruden's offense.
I mean, do you know, does it remind you of any other NFL team?
Today or of a different era?
Today?
No, it's as far as I know, it's
unique as hell.
Yeah, it's our offense. It's most of the people that are doing today have that long ball offense. Remember, it's like the greatest show on turf. You know, the longer balls that the Rams had. It was ball control, clock control, good running, and they showed the stat as well, Ed. They showed the stat, and I need to make sure that we get this correct. They showed the stat that it was last week they had it was 50-50 for what they were doing, 50-50 as far as runs and passes. It was even Steven. I'd have to look if I can do the let me see if I can get this squared away. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can pull it. Time, yeah, Wamba said times to move the chain, old school grounding. Okay, let me see if I can find the where the hell is my stats? Okay, here it is, stats. Okay, the Raiders had 229 yards passing. Okay, they had 123. That would be 140, 154, 163. 167, about 170. So they had, it's called 230 to 170 passing to rushing. That's approximate, okay? So, and Foster Moreau had 5 catches. So did Darren I'm sorry, taking it back. He had 4 out of 5, okay? Trevor Davis, 4 catches. Darren Waller, 4 catches. Derek Carrier, 2 catches. Jacobs with 3, Washington with 3, Richard with 2, Renfro with the 1 with the first down, and Keelan Doss even had 2 catches. So they're distributing the ball to everybody, even when they're running the ball. Obviously Jacobs being the workhorse. So, I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's the fact is that they got blasted by Kansas City. They got blasted, and I should say they got blasted by Kansas City in the second quarter. These one bad quarters, Kansas City game with 28 points in one quarter. This game with 21 points. They're giving up bad quarters, and then even Minnesota, they had the whole game entirely. So the Raiders have got to watch out for those dynamic quarters where they just lay an egg.
Remember the Denver game? They never showed up in the third quarter.
Yeah, I was down hanging.
You were down hanging with friends.
Yeah,
but they didn't do anything.
Right, and then they came out in the fourth quarter, and then they did something. So again,
right,
they're having these quarters of where they're forgetting that they're in a game, and they need to stop that. I mean, I'm just saying they can't have where they just give up type of quarters, okay? They've had that now like almost each game. I mean, last week it was the fourth quarter against Indianapolis. So there's been quarters where they just really didn't show up. If it wasn't for the pick 6 last week, that game was going to overtime. I could smell it, but thank God for the pick 6.
Does that fall on Olsen or Gruden, you think?
Well, no, I think it falls on the entire team because remember, when you have a bad quarter, it means your offense is doing 3 and outs and not moving the ball, and your defense is getting scored on. So it's a team thing. It's a team thing. I'm not going to just throw it all on the offense, but the team does not do what it needs to do.
Well, it was sure an enjoyable game today.
It was.
Another ugly win.
Hey, but you know what? It's still a W.
We'll take it.
It's still a W. It's all about the W.
We'll take it.
All right. Hey, good hearing from you.
All right, buddy.
Thanks for calling in.
You got it. Take care.
You got it. That's good. That's Ed Winchell. Good to hear him. I'm going to, let's say, get rid of that. Put this in here and do the KARATBARS thing. Move that down here so that's there. We got that. Transition line is open, 813-699-0834. Push this up to everybody. I'd like to see what else we got. I'm reading comments. All wins are like Cinderella. Okay, hey Don, yeah, the third quarter. Yeah, third quarter against Denver was bad. 50 who, thanks again. And Amari Cooper's dropping passes. That's good. I don't care about any other games right now. I'm so elated that we are going into we're going into the bye at 3-2. And we did that short Cleve Farrell. We did that short Tyrell Williams. We did that short J.J. Nelson and Harris. So a great effort. Jimmy Farrell, good to hear from you, brother. How you doing?
I agree with Ed said. Why can we ever win a simple game
This game should have never been that close. I mean, ever since that pitch by Carr and Jacobs, can you fall on the ball? What, are you afraid to get hurt or something?
No, it's a rookie mistake. Literally, a rookie mistake is that he thought that he could scoop it up and get some positive yards. It's literally a rookie mistake. You always fall on the ball. It's better to retain possession than to think you're going to make a big play. Yeah, one time out of 10, you can get the scoop and go. I get it. The odds are against you. Fall on the effing ball.
And it just seemed like they were falling apart ever since that play.
Yeah, that was a big knock him out of the sails. Knocked all the wind out of the sails.
And you can't fumble the ball on the 1 yard line. Oh, come on.
Well,
really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna wait a second. I'm actually gonna give props to the defensive back for making the play. It wasn't that Davis fumbled the ball because he was carrying it loosely. He had the ball secured. Okay,
right.
He had the ball. You're not. Okay, I'm gonna have to stand up to do that. He had the ball secured. He had it here. The ball was here. The guy punched right at it. That was a great play. It was a great play. Okay, just give props to the defender for punching the ball out. The guy, he wasn't carrying it like a loaf of bread. He wasn't carrying it loosely. He had it secured.
Yeah, but on the 1 yard line, come on.
Hey, 1 yard line, 10 yard, 1 yard line, 10 yard line, 50 yard line. That's just the way it is.
But that would have iced the game right there if he scored.
It did. It would have, but woulda, coulda, shoulda.
And another thing, the roughing the passer. How come we didn't get that last week?
Well,
do you remember?
You know what
I'm talking about?
I was in the stands. I didn't necessarily. This is the one thing. The one thing I really like about watching the games from at home, but I miss getting out to seeing people. But I don't get a chance to see the plays. The 2 or 3 replays of what's going on. So I was told later on that. That Carr had a play where he should have gotten a roughing the passer. I know another time that I think the play before that against Minnesota, and it was it was either Minnesota where the guy gave him a shot to the chops and nothing was called. I think that was in the Minnesota game, and like I said, it was BS. It's BS.
And that was a much nastier hit than the one today.
Yeah.
I mean, what did we do? We tackled the guy.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to do that?
It was good technique. And Hurst did everything he's supposed to do. He didn't Tony Serafazzo him. He didn't lift him up in a wrestling move and put it down.
Right.
It's natural. All he did was he wrapped him up and he followed through. Okay?
Right.
He wrapped him up, he followed through, and in Hurst's case, even when he did that, he got his hands away from him.
Right.
So and to the side. He moved to the side because he knew that momentum was going to carry him down. And they still called the goddamn penalty. I shouldn't say goddamn, but that's how mad I was. I said, that's not an effing penalty. And then even when the Raiders, and thank God, when they went for the fake punt, now it's ballsy. I love that on Gruden's part.
Yeah,
when I saw that he got the first down, and I said, hey, he was down. He was down by contact. He was down by contact. So it's bull.
And Cornito cost us a couple of points too. That stupid shot block and that late block he was trying. I mean, what the hell are you doing, dude? You cost us two scores here.
Who you saying?
Come on.
Incognito?
Yeah, the chop block.
Okay.
The late block.
Well, okay. The chop block was, as far as I'm concerned, that was a BS call. The one that
I don't agree.
No. The one where he went after the guy. And
he went after
wait a second. The one where he went after the guy, the first one, right? That brought us out of field goal range. He went after him, and then he was like pushed him down.
That's questionable.
Okay. No, that was a. I mean, if you look by the rules, that was a legitimate 15-yarder. Now that chop block thing, like I said, it was a matter of the offensive people being involved with, and I'm an O lineman, man. If my mate's doing this and I'm expecting you to do something else, and it doesn't happen in the process of blocking. Stuff happens. That one was in my mind, I might be wrong. That one in my mind was a BS call.
I don't agree on that. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was not supposed to do that. And it cost us some points. Maybe a touchdown. Who knows?
Yeah.
And as far as next week, we have a bigger test than next week because we have there's going to be a much better quarterback we're facing.
Well,
thank God we'll play this quarterback.
You know what, Jimmy? I disagree with you. I can guarantee you next week we will not lose.
Are you serious?
We don't play Green Bay next week.
Who do we play?
We've got nobody. It's a bye. That's why I said I can guarantee you. I guarantee you owe me a Coke. You owe me a Coke, Jimmy.
You should have done me.
Yeah, I did. I said guarantee you for a Coke. You owe me a Coke. You owe me a Coke in New York, man. You owe me a Coke in New York. I guarantee you we won't lose next week.
Yeah, that's funny. That's a good one. But the week, what is that? The week after?
It's week after in Green Bay.
Yeah, that's going to be a big test. That's going to be bigger than the Chicago game.
I think so.
Thank God we had a second backup quarterback playing today because that kid stinks.
Well, no, actually, I disagree with you, Jimmy. I think that Chase Daniel played a better game than Trubisky would have because he's a different quarterback.
So?
Yeah, because Mitch Trubisky sucks. He does. Mitch Trubisky sucks.
Yeah, he's terrible.
And Chase Daniel actually had a decent play today. He really did. When you look at what he did overall and those pinpoint passes, and remember when Gruden went for that he said that the guy did not have the ball. I saw it. I said that was a hell of a catch. I give it to him. It was a hell of a catch. So Daniel is a better quarterback and can do more for Chicago, in my estimation, than Trubisky. That's just the way it is.
Do you think we have a shot against Green Bay?
Yeah, I think we do. I think
really?
We have a shot.
In Green Bay?
I mean, we have a shot. It's very. Hey, Eddie Rice is there. That's good. And you know what else is really cool on our team? And thank you for that. I gotta wipe my eyes because I'm getting some acid in them. We have a Morrow, and a Moreau on this team.
Yeah. Isn't there three of them?
Yeah, but they're all spelled differently. There's Morrow, Moreau, and then Morrow.
Right.
So that's awesome. So I tell you what, in Green Bay, if our team plays up to potential, and I think really now the Green Bay this year is playing better defensively. They're playing better defensively. Okay.
Yeah, they are.
So their offense, right? Their offense is not clicked yet. So I think our defense can play up to the way that they're playing right now. Now remember, Green Bay's playing Dallas today, so Green Bay is going to play a tough game against Dallas. I think it's in Dallas.
Green Bay's winning 7-0.
Okay, Green Bay is playing a tough game in Dallas. I actually think Green Bay is going to win that game. And if the Raiders continue to get to play to their and just continue playing up, we have a chance to win in Green Bay.
Yeah. Oh, and the Chargers will lose right now, 14-0.
Good. I don't know who they're playing, but that's always good.
They're playing Denver.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good. That sounds
good. So, what do you think happened at the start of the third quarter? I mean, did they just let down or prevent defense? I mean, what really happened?
No. I think it was a matter of. The bad play it was kind of like a gut punch, okay? The fumble. it was a gut punch. It was surprising. It was kind of like when you get a gut punch and a hit to the head like in succession. It takes all the air out of you, and this kind of knocks you silly for a little bit. And I think it just stopped the Raiders like, oh, what the hell was that? And it took a little bit for the Raiders to come back from that. And when they did come back from that, they were driving down on what would have been a touchdown to go ahead, and then they got the ball knocked out. So it took a bit. It took a bit for them to get back into it, but when they needed to, they did.
Yeah. I was listening to the NFL channel yesterday on Sirius. They had Brett Musburger. He said, and I think I agree, the key for the Raiders win. The past the two London games, the Raiders showed up like on a Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And this time they showed up earlier.
Right.
And the Bears showed up late. So that's probably the key to that win today.
You got it. Hey Jimmy, you're on a bid. Give me like I said, other than you owe me a Coke and we're not going to lose next week. So like I said, just hold off on that Green Bay prognostication, but you owe me a Coke in New York.
Well, you want to score already?
No, I said hold off on it. There's a couple people that say they want to call in. So I
well,
just...
it's going to be 0-0 next week. How's that?
There you go. I guarantee you're right, but you still owe me a Coke.
Okay. Before I go, I told you about the Yankees, okay? So enough said.
Okay. Well, like I said... We'll see. You know what?
Okay.
I'm just hoping that the Rays can win on Monday because otherwise I ain't going to the game on Tuesday because there won't be a game on Tuesday. That's all I'm going to say.
I can tell you that ball that hit the stool last night's game, I thought it was going to be a key for the Rays to win.
Yeah.
You talked about that could have been changed in the series.
Yep, I agree. I got Mike Serra in there. You take care of there, Jimmy.
Okay. All right, take care.
We go from Jimmy, we go to Misery and Mike Serra, who's definitely in misery. Let me make sure. I don't want you to be knocked out, so let me go get that done. Transition there. And there we are. Hey, Mike Serra, what's going on in Misery? How you doing, brother?
Doing good, Captain. Can you what was the score of that Raider game today? Can you give me that score?
I believe it was 24-21.
Oh, so the Raiders won, right?
Yeah.
So why the hell are we bitching about anything in that game? We won that game.
Well, you know what?
I'm just so tired of people complaining about the Raiders and every time, oh, well, we should have done this, or you should have fell on the ball, or you should have done this, or you should have done that. We won the game, and that's all that matters. This team has come so far from where it was last year. It's way beyond where they were last year. I think we should just be happy. We should be celebrating. We shouldn't screw Green Bay. I don't give a shit about Green Bay. Green Bay's 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
We should be enjoying the win. It was a great victory. It just frustrates me with people calling up and complaining about, oh, we should have done this and we should have done that, and why didn't we do this and why didn't we do that? We won the game. We won 24-21.
Okay.
That's all that matters. The defense played outstanding.
Yes.
The offense had a few hiccups, but the offense played really well against a great defense. I mean, this was a great victory, and we should be nothing but happy right now.
We are happy. We are happy.
Oh, I know.
But, and this is a big but, just like a certain Latina I know. The but is that there was ways for us to get effed. There were ways for us to get effed. And if things would have happened differently, we would be bitching and complaining that this happened and it prevented us from winning. So that's one thing. And they really need to work on that effing rule about the roughing the passer. That's twice now where it literally changed the momentum in the Kansas City game. It did everything after that. The Raiders defense, and that was in the second quarter, and that was when Kansas City scored 4 touchdowns in a row, and the defense kind of like went, it kind of made them shrivel like, George Costanza and shrinkage and stuff. There you go.
It's a little cold outside.
It's a little cold.
There.
It's shrinkage.
Well,
so that's what happened.
I understand people could be frustrated, but I'm just so happy we won. I mean, Maurice Hurst, what a great game that guy had. I mean, that guy was on it all day. The defense just overall played incredible. They had that one long drive they gave up, and that was it. And I know he played against a backup quarterback, but it's still an NFL team. It's still an NFL quality team. Chase Daniel is not a horrible quarterback.
Right, I said
he's a game manager.
Like I said,
made some good plays.
The backup quarterback is better than their first stringer.
Oh, I think so. I think Trubisky would have never been able to make some of the throws that Daniel threw.
Yeah. Hey,
but, you know, and I just think all in all, it was just a great victory. I mean, I was upset too. And I was getting on Facebook and looking at people just going off on Carr. I mean, oh my God, they were wailing on him. And what does the guy do? He drives us down for a game-winning TD. You know, I know Carr does some things that upset you. You know, the 3-yard pass on 3rd and 8. You know, that type of thing upsets you. But you know, it's just he can't get it done all the time. But I think he played a great game. He threw the ball well. You know, Josh Jacobs is incredible. I mean, that guy is an MVP player right now for us. And I think, all in all, I think we should just be happy. And I know we're kind of worried about what are we going to do against Green Bay. But, man, I don't care. I could care less about Green Bay right now. It's like 2 weeks away. I just want to bask in the victory right now. I'm just happy. And, yeah, we could have played better. Yeah, we shouldn't have gave up a 17-point lead. But I think all in all, I mean, we should just be elated at the effort and the quality of play that we saw today from this Raider team.
Well, I tell you what, 25 of 32 for 229, man. That's not bad. No picks, no touchdowns.
That last throw he made to Morrow, that was a beautiful pass. It was a great catch too, but that was a beautiful catch, a beautiful pass.
Yeah, a beautiful
to set that ball up first and goal.
Yeah, to Moreau. Like I said, we got Moreau, and Morrow.
That's right. And they all played great. All of them did.
They all played great.
All Morrows played great.
Like I said, here it is, and here's my Morrow. Here's my Morrow right here. That's the Nick Morrow's glove I got in Miami a couple years back. So again, you're not gonna make the same mistake that Jimmy Farrell did, and you're gonna say that we're gonna lose something next week. So because
No, we're definitely not losing next week.
There you go.
Definitely not.
Okay, Jimmy Farrell, you're the only one that owes me a Coke so far. Okay. So there you go.
How about our buddy 50 Who? Did we take care of him? We took care of him, man.
We did.
And I think Josh Jacobs was that pick that we got for 50 Who, and guess who won that one? So everybody can always say that the Raiders lost out on that trade, and it hasn't even been complete yet because we still got that pick for this year coming up, or
right.
The next. So I don't want to hear about, oh my God, we lost that, we lost 50 Who and we lost that trade. It was a terrible trade. I mean, Josh Jacobs. That is our replacement for him, and that guy is a stud.
Hey, Mike,
so I get knocked off here.
Yep.
Go Raiders, Captain! I'm happy for a victory. Thanks for having me on. I love it. Let's bask in the win.
All right, thank you there, Mike. It's great hearing from you. And then we go from Mike to Jared just in time because I know if I do like about 3 of those or on the 4th one, I might miss you. So, Jared, you're on. How you doing, brother?
I'm not doing too well, Captain Jeff, but I'm hanging in there.
Okay, now obviously I don't know anything about what the Pittsburgh Steelers did, so you're going to have to catch me up.
Well, Mason Rudolph got dinged in the second half. He got concussed. The guy who concussed him was not tossed from the game. The Steelers, of course, however, had to play catch-up most of the day. And they were up 23-20 late in the game when Baltimore's Justin Tucker tied it up in overtime, and then Juju squandered it on one big play in overtime after the Steelers held Baltimore. Baltimore marches it down the field, and Tucker gets it with another field goal and just barely creeps it over. Baltimore wins 26-23.
Wow, so a very tight, a thrilling game, but not if you're a Steelers fan.
No, I mean, we had 3 takeaways from them today. They only had one of ours. But like I said, Rudolph played halfway decent today. The run game is still invisible. The running game is just not clicking right now. And next week they go out to the Chargers and play Rivers and Company. You're going to get beat up so badly in Los Angeles, it's going to be ugly.
Okay, so you're saying that the Steelers are going to give us a positive and beat up the Chargers for us?
I'd like to see the Steelers win this one, but I don't think it's going to happen. The Chargers could beat us instead. I mean, the Steelers are in really disarray right now. I mean, the defense is not too bad, like I said, for the most part. I mean, Jackson did not do well passing. Running, yes, he did fine. but passing he was not on his game. But it was like too many penalties today. There were so many questionable calls by the referee today. It was ridiculous. And I told you last week, and if you remember when I called that score in London, however, I will tip my cap, however, here. And I told you that the Raiders would come through in a big way in London with Mr. Carr and company, and they did, even though they were up 17-0.
You did say that we would win convincingly, but it was one of those things where the Raiders did win convincingly in the first half. And I also said that if the Raiders could score 16 or 17, they would win. What I wasn't counting on was the third quarter, the entire game like being flipped in the third quarter. So again, it was interesting.
That's the only thing I will say. That's the one thing I will come on. But again, Josh Jacobs bailed them out at the right time, and we would like to have a guy like Josh Jacobs on our team. But we're going to be watching in the post game here this week. Aaron Thomas post game tonight. I'm sure we're going to know more about Rudolph's status about later this week. James Washington went out with an injury. I mean, the Steelers are really banged up right now. At least they're not the Bengals. The Bengals squandered that game against Arizona. They're in last right now. We're just barely above them. But Baltimore and Cleveland right now are still neck and neck. I mean, Cleveland plays tomorrow night in the Bay Area. Baltimore jumps a little ahead of Cleveland going into tomorrow night. But right now, the Ravens should be thankful they got a lucky cheap win today against Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh had them pretty much coming back in the second half. I mean, Pittsburgh had the game won. Even though they played sloppy most of the game, they should have won this game. And this was a very physical, like steel cage type match game between the two of them. And you know, every time they play each other, it's always physical with Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah. You know, Baltimore and even that whole division, it's everybody hates the Steelers, and you're going to have everybody is going to be gunning for the Steelers. So it's like whoever their rivals are, it's like you ask anybody in that division between Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Cleveland, who's your rival, and it's always Pittsburgh. So you know that the game within the division is going to bring a lot of hate and discontent and hard hitting.
Yep, no question. Well, like I said, the Steelers have got a lot of problems to fix up. Defensively, like I said, we played well. There were some good parts on defense, but offensively, we're in big trouble. We have no run game. They did a couple times with the Wildcat. I don't know why they keep calling Wildcat. However, they did that a lot last Monday night. They did that a couple more times today. It didn't work. And Mason did okay for the most part until the injury, and then his backup did well, however, which was Hodges. But again, Juju made one mistake that cost them the game, however. They made a couple turnovers, and that one turnover in overtime cost them the game and gave Tucker a chance to win.
Paint a better picture for me. You said that Juju made a mistake. What did he do, fumble?
Yeah, he caught the ball under his arm, he tucked it, and he fumbled the ball. And at first it didn't look like a fumble, however, and the ball was down on the ground, however, and I thought it was the first down for Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh had kept the ball because they had held Baltimore 3-and-out. But then Baltimore got the ball outside the 30. They moved the ball very little, and then that's when Tucker came in on 4th down and won it with a field goal. It just crept over the left bar because it was going to the left. It looked like it was going wide left, but it just barely crossed over the bar at the last minute, and he got through. And the word was, even before that, when they got in overtime, before they tied it up and got in overtime, one of the Pittsburgh announcers said he was kicking 65-yarders in pregame.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, if you
Tucker's always dangerous. He always hurts Pittsburgh.
That kicker that they have in Baltimore is phenomenal. That's just the way that it is.
That's why I used to draft him or Boswell every year in my fantasy. I always end up with one of them too because I know I'm always safe with Tucker, but. Yeah, this is another going to be disappointing week. However, I mean, we're going out to the coast again now next week. It's been a very crazy weekend. I mean, college-wise, however, I mean, look what Pitt did last night with Duke. I mean, they are 26-3 on Duke. Duke is ahead 30-26. I'm going to sleep. It's midnight. Also, my buddy calls me at 12 minutes. Pitt won 33-30. I said, how in the hell did they win? He says, they just got lucky in the last 15 seconds. I said, yeah, obviously they did.
Well, I'll be honest, I didn't watch that game. I actually watched the ending of the Houston Rays game just to see if I have an idea of if I'm going to a game on Tuesday. And the Rays,
the Rays have got to get it back. With them coming home, they have got to turn around very quickly because if not, Greinke's going to eat them for lunch on Tuesday.
Well, I will say that it is Morton, it is the Rays ace, and they're going against Greinke, and I should say only Greinke. I mean, the guy is a Cy Young Award winner from a couple years back. He was a primo pitcher. I mean, he's your afterthought at number 3 for Houston. But thank God that they're throwing Morton out there. And again, it's a one-game playoff for the Rays for the rest of the time in there. They got to win every game they got.
Speaking of players, let me ask you one last thing about the players. Going into tonight with the Dodgers and the Nats, you got Ryu versus Scherzer. Do you think Scherzer has enough to contain and cup the Dodgers tonight? I think he has a chance.
I do. You know, Max Scherzer is a great player. I'm going to have to let you go there, Jared.
All right. I'll talk to you later this week.
All right, take care. That was Jared. We go from Jared to Mike. Mike, how you doing, brother? Good to hear from you.
Hey, Jay, how are you?
I'm always great when I hear from the great Mike A.
Yeah, well, I didn't actually realize you were in Tampa this weekend. I wasn't sure if you were going to the game or not. So.
Yeah, this is the first game for the first London game that I missed. And maybe I know this is going to upset all the Euros that actually watch me because they said they like when I'm over there. And I'm not saying this as an egotistical F, but they said that I was really missed, and I really miss going to see everybody over there. But if the Raiders will win in London, and if it's a matter of me not being there, I'll take the weekend off.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely it was definitely a nail biter again, as we always like to do. It seems like, but I'll take the victory. But it was. I got to give Coach Gruden. I mean, that was an excellent game plan from start to finish. He coached his butt off in that game.
Yes, and he was down several key players too.
Yes, I mean that was just excellent coaching. Play calling was great. Even the defensive schemes were great. I mean, it was. But with us being so shorthanded, it was just, I was impressed. I mean, I know we made, those turnovers, crucial times, but, I guess that's kind of part of the game sometimes, but Josh Jacobs, I'm sure he learned from that mistake. He'll learn to just fall on the ball and instead of trying to scoop it up and make a play.
He will learn. Like I said, he did everything he needed to do today. He had over 120, was it 115 or something? He had a couple of receptions. I had the stats read. I think he had at least 3 receptions. He had 115 or so in yards. The only thing that he did not do was fall on the ball, and he will learn to do that.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I noticed that the NFL analysts are going to have to start giving us credit, because I think we have one of the best offensive lines in the league, and we proved it. We just pretty much took it to the Bears. They couldn't stop the run or anything we did, pretty much.
Yeah, I will say this. We had some big bastards up front, but I really think, and I know that the people are going to poo-poo this, but I really think that body-wise, going over there late is harmful and bad for the teams. You go over there early, you throw your body over, you get acclimated for the 3 days that you're over there. By that third day, on Saturday going into Sunday, you're ready, you're there, you're not all out of whack. And the Bears came in late, and they were sleepwalking the first half. They were sleepwalking. It was the same way the Raiders played last year against Seattle. I don't know when Seattle came in there, but I know the Raiders came in late and they sleptwalked the entire friggin' game. So yeah, it's a matter of dynamics and physics and physiology. Get over there early in order to have a good chance to win the game.
Yeah, definitely. And you could tell 50 Who was winded. He kept coming in and out. I guess our scheme running at him and running away from him, and those bootlegs and screens, he was winded pretty much the whole game. He was a non-factor.
He was. The only thing that he did was he scooped up the fumble that was caused on that in the third quarter early. That's all he did. Honestly, I check his stats. He probably made a few tackles, but other than that, he was not even heard from.
No. Yeah, definitely. So definitely an impressive victory. I wish, of course, we always wish we could have just blown them out or get a blowout, but, hey, we're still young and we're learning how to win, so we'll be fine. So.
Well, I tell you what the bad thing is all these damn close victories. Mike, you know that I got a bad heart. You know that this is bad for my heart. It would be easier on my blood pressure if we can get a win where I could sit back and just relax and watch a Raider victory. But no, I got to have heart problems watching the friggin' Raiders win.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. It's always a nail biter, but I'll take it. And, definitely we will we've learned from that. So
I think this team can only go up. And like I said, I said like before, I said 7-9. I might have to revise that because we're already at 3. I'm not counting chickens, but I think I might have to revise it. Mike, you're on time. I'm going to head on over.
okay,
All right. Take care, brother.
all right, you too.
All right. We go from Mike Arline to an unknown caller. Who's talking to me? 813.
Hey, Fast Eddie, what's up, man?
Hey, Eddie, your number didn't come up, brother.
Hello?
I'm sorry. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're coming in and out, man. You're coming in and out. Get into a good reception
yeah,
area.
I was trying to step outside so I wouldn't get feedback. Let me go where this computer off here.
Okay.
Feedback part.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, partner, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Eddie. What's going on?
Okay, great. Hey, so this win today might be probably the best win I've experienced, I think, since when we beat Denver a couple of years ago. It was a fantastic win. And I agree with the call a couple of calls ago to forget about Green Bay. I think we're going to beat them. With this team, with all the injuries it's had, the traveling miles that it has, it's overcome a lot of hard times, with the AB and just a bunch of bullshit, And so it's a great win. But the thing that I'm most impressed about is Josh Jacobs. And tell me that you don't get flashbacks of Marcus Allen every time that guy goes over the top of the end zone.
Yeah.
I think it's the third time I've seen him do it this year. And I watch a lot of football, and I rarely see guys go over the top. They're either going really low, they're trying to punch it in. Josh Jacobs, man, does that give you flashbacks of Marcus Allen, huh?
Okay, for all of those people that were trying to figure out who the hell he looks like, Emmitt Smith or Bo Jackson, or somebody said somebody else, I will agree with you on the Marcus Allen because he's not elite speed, but he's fast. He's got the quicks. He can block people, and he can catch, and he does go over the top. I think that Fast Eddie has got it. He looks most like Marcus Allen than anybody I've seen of all of the people that were mentioned.
Yeah, and he's got great balance. I've seen him run a couple runs where he's really low and he keeps his balance with his arm touching the ground. He's almost vertical with the field, and he's ended up picking up 2 or 3 yards. It's amazing to watch him run. That kid is going to be special. I dig him. I think he's a big part of this team, and I don't think we win this game without him.
That's true.
Other than a couple things that we some stupid mistakes, and I know you got a bad heart, but man, I tell you what, I almost when we went forward on 4th down on that punt fake, and we fumbled the ball, I was like, here it goes again, and luckily his elbow hit the ground before that ball came out, but I just was thinking bad things, man. It just tore me up, all day. But it was so good to get this win. It really was. I think it's going to do a lot for this team. We got to go back. We got to prepare for Green Bay, and I'm looking for really big things out of this team this year. I think, if you look at the games that we played, Broncos, we dominated that game.
We did.
We dominated Indianapolis. And this game, and we took a crapper against the Vikings. That was only because we were lining up in tight formations. We weren't any spread offense or anything. And I think John Gruden learned a big lesson from that Viking games. But we should, and then other than the Chiefs, it's really hard to beat that team. But we should be a 3-1 team. So I'm sorry, we should be a 4-1 team.
Right.
But I'm pleased. I like the direction of this team. I like the fact that we got a lot of rookies in here. A lot of no-name guys, but we're all playing as a team, and that's what's important, man. And I haven't seen that in the Raiders in years.
Well, like I said, the one thing I like about this team, and I quoted the 2016 season, is the fact that when we're winning with a combination of defense with the offense, whereas in 2016, a lot of those wins, a lot of those 8 wins, was Carr pulling it out of his ass, okay? And that's not happening this year. It's the offense and the defense working together on the victories. And even the offense is pretty, balanced for the most part between the passing and the rushing. We didn't really have that in 2016 because we didn't have really good running backs back then that were reliable, okay? But this year with Jacobs, with a spell or two by Washington or Richard when they need to come in, I tell you what though, we still need one more big bruising back that we can have to spell Jacobs and have and again, I don't think Washington and Richard are both going to be on the team next year because we need one more running back that can spell Jacobs. When you do that, I like everybody we have in the tight end position. We need a true number one receiver. I'm loving what we got on the front on the offensive line. And, you know, this team could be so excuse me, this team could be so good by the end of this year going into next year. That's why I said this is the gelling will kind of coalesce this year and become a hard substance going in to Vegas in 2020.
Absolutely, and you can see this team coming together. You can see something brewing here. I mean, I really like Ingold. I mean, that block that he put on I forget, was it Travis? One of those backers. I think it was Trevathan was his name.
Yeah, Trevathan. Danny Trevathan.
Yeah, when Jacobs went over the top, that was a crushing blow. That was just an awesome. I mean, everything from our offensive line, our slide protection was looking awesome. Everything that we did. It just worked. It was a great game plan, like your last caller said. I'm happy, man. So anyways, hey, I'll let you get going, partner. It was good talking to you, man, and I'll stay in touch with you, man.
All right, please do. That's Fast Eddie here locally. You take care. That's Eddie, and we are going to Jerry D. Jerry D, how you doing, brother? What's going on?
Hey, Cap. How's it going?
I'm good, man. Hey, you know what I like is the fact that I have very little transition time. I put the knockout up at 5 minutes, and you guys are like a charm, man. You're a charm. You're coming in, and you're getting those calls back to back to back to back. I love it, man. I love it. Talk to me, brother.
Got to knock it out with those fucking KARATBARS. Come on.
That's right. That's right. Invest in gold. Invest in yourself. Go to KARATBARS.com/?S=J Levy. Thank you for the plug as well, man. Knock it out, baby.
All right. This was a great win, and this game, it's I couldn't see all because I'm in New York, so I'm watching it on the red zone. But this game should have been a lot. It was actually, we dominated them a lot more than what the score dictated.
Oh yeah. Like I said, they had a short field for their initial touchdown. They had a couple plays that were kind of bogus calls. Defensively, even the one touchdown that the guy had, or the one long pass, Joyner had good coverage on him. The guy just out-jumped him. So, I mean, I'm liking that. I mean, the one touchdown on the fade, yeah, Conley got beat, got it. But, you know, they made the plays when they needed to make the plays. Chase Daniels is a better quarterback than Trubisky. I think that the Bears were in this game a lot more because Chase Daniels was playing the game. But I honestly, thoroughly agree that the Bears did themselves a disservice by coming over late.
Oh, definitely. But still, that we dominated that game. If it wasn't for that fumble, that handoff, that miss, to Jacobs, and then they got the short field.
Yeah.
And then the touchdown. They take that touchdown away and then look at the score. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then a couple of penalties from Incognito that took us out of the field goal range.
Yep. Yeah, like I said.
The game is definitely it was a dominating win as far as I was concerned.
Right, and then like I said, we were going for that other touchdown, and the guy made a great defensive play and punched the ball out right at the right time. So yeah, I don't know. In fact, Jerry, I'm going to give you an extra minute because I'm going to look at the stats. Okay, I'm looking at the Raiders stats. Derek had 229, and Daniels had 231 yards. So again, you know, they did well there. Now the Raiders rushing. Obviously, I think it was 170. I think I did the quick math on the Bears rushing. Look at this, man. This is so easy. Even I can add it up. 25 and 10, 5 and 2. That's 35, 40, 42 yards in rushing. 42 yards in rushing. We already said that Daniels had about 3 yards more than Carr. This was our game, and it was a matter of the kind of the stupid penalties that even kept this game a lot closer about that. And
Exactly.
And like I said, because I did the stats, I'll give you an extra 30 seconds, so you get at least 530. What else? Now, since I got the Johnny Vegas on the line, okay, I know that you had on the zone. Did you see any other games? I mean, obviously, screw everybody else, but if there's anybody else interested, and I'm going to get my good words from Jerry D. Is there anything else that's surprising you for the first for the 1 o'clock games?
No, not really. Not really.
Okay.
Everything went kind of. The Patriots blew out that they were supposed to win. The Eagles blew out the Jets. I mean, everything went almost as planned.
Okay. Well, good. I mean, like I said, so I know you made a little bit of manja money.
Oh yeah, so I told you, you take them Raiders, grab the 5.5 and run. Actually, this morning it went up to 6.5, which was kind of crazy. I think they pumped up that line just to scare people away from the Raiders. Period.
That's right. So, other
They
than
didn't
that,
scare me.
yeah. Well, no. Hey, Jerry, you know that I keep my money very close to my wallet. That there's cobwebs in there because I don't take it out very often because I got to be frugal with it. But if I ever lay money, the first person I'm going to call is you.
There's a game tonight. I'm looking at that Chiefs game against the Colts. That game looks a little. I think the Colts are going to keep that game close.
I think so. I think so. I think Kansas City is up right up on time. You're right at 5 minutes, Jerry. Take care, punter, and it's going to be close for Jerry D.
You got it, Cap. Have a good day.
All right, Jerry. That's a great call by Jerry D. And then I get an unknown caller at the 719. 719. Who am I talking to?
This is Hardcore Raider. How you doing, Cap?
Hey, good to hear you, brother. Let me. Now I don't know why. But that's the second time. That's the second time that I know that there's a number that is in my phone. Sorry, I dropped my friggin' pad here, and I don't know why yours didn't come up again. It's because this was the number that you gave me the first time. So
yes,
I'm gonna write it again, and hopefully it'll show up. I don't care as long as you call in. What's going on with you there, Hardcore? What's up?
Nothing, man. I'm with you, man. This team's going to give me a heart attack, It seems like it's been that way for 20 years, but, it usually goes the other direction. But, we definitely got blessed. I'll be honest. I was praying the last, 2.5 minutes of the game on my hands and knees. And, I'm not the best God-fearing man, but, I was definitely saying some prayers. So I just had my eyes closed the whole time, dude. So I just want to, first of all, give a shout-out for an answered prayer. So, that was pretty amazing. But, the next thing, I do want to say something quick about Mac. We're all hurt from it, and I think the truth came out today, something they were saying, Mac wasn't going to play for Gruden and stuff, but a lot of people forget that Derek Carr got paid, and so did Gabe Jackson, but they actually took less money than they could have because they were trying to sign Mac,
That's right.
And it hurts, but Mac didn't want to be a Raider, and yeah, guess what? Pass rushers are hard to find, but Mac didn't have any sacks, and Mac was incognitoed, and he got rolled up by Trent Brown like a fruit roll-up on Hard Knocks, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. Now, I only saw one play where Mac came off the edge unabated, and Carr got rid of the ball, and because he saw where the hell he was, but Mac, that's the only time that Mac came free on Carr. One time the entire game that I remember, and Carr got rid of the ball because he was waiting on it.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. What I've been saying is that John Gruden has been preparing for this game since off season because with all the hate from the Mac trade and all that stuff, if we would have lost this game, we would have never lived down that saying, oh, pass rushers are hard to find. We're the rear end of everybody's joke, and it's been like that for a long time. But this was a statement game, Not that we're going to be number one in the NFL, but this is a statement game, in my opinion, for manhood that, with Carr, and I'm still not sold on Carr. He had a pretty good game, but, I've been rooting for Carr, you know what I'm saying? I'm still hoping he just, ends up having that breakout season, and he's looking better, okay? I will say that. But, this was a battle for, if we should have signed Carr or we, should have signed Mac instead. And to me, it proved the importance of the two different positions. And are you going to pay a quarterback $5 million more or a couple $1 million more than you're going to pay a defensive end? And, the Bears had Mac, and they didn't win the playoff game, the doink-doink game, you know what I'm saying? So
I think that was a huge thing. Our offensive line definitely stepped up. I've been saying all year that team unity is the number one thing for this team to be successful. And what I was calling is that if we win that game against the Bears, we're going to the playoffs. It's premature, I will say that, but not because of the record necessarily. You know what I mean? Just because of the morale build for this team, this young team, and the hate that we've gotten, that we needed that win to shut up the media and to build that confidence in our team. So these guys, they have that extra drive within their souls, you know what I'm saying? So I think just the morale boost alone is going to be huge for the rest of the season.
By the way, I think that get a hold of a porn producer, because that's the hell of a name for a porn movie. Like a live action porn movie on Spoints, the Doink Doink game. So when it came out of your mouth, and I immediately thought, hey, that's a hell of a title. I agree with you in the fact that this is also a statement game, that this is a Joe game. This, to me, it was sort of like, and I know it's not quite as important, but the last game against the Chiefs years ago in Gruden 1.0, where they were 7-8 and they were going into Kansas City. They were out of the playoffs. At the end of the game, the Raiders won. They went to 8-8. They took Kansas City out of the playoffs. That was their statement game. And then the next 2 years, they made the playoffs because they built on this. This is a building game against somebody that they were looking at this game in the calendar. Everybody in the NFL was looking at this game in the calendar, and screw you if you're the person that thought about having Khalil Mack intercept the ball with Carr trying to grab him for the tackle. F you. You saw the importance of Derek Carr today. You saw how Mack was negated by everybody. He was negated. He was blocked well. And other than Brown missing that block, and thank you, Ruben, and you are correct on that, Brown missed the block because Mack went around him. He was shot out of a cannon. That's the only time he was unabated. One time. And how many offensive plays did the Raiders run? I don't know. Let's call it about 60. So let's say for the 60 plays that the Raiders ran, and Mack was maybe, say he missed 10 or 15 because he was winded, okay? So the rest of the time, you didn't do diddly, dude. Nada. Not one. 50 who. Bye-bye, go away. There you go. I just said it.
Yeah. Hey, man, what I was saying is, I had a Mac burger, and then I realized I don't like those shitty burgers. So I threw the Mac burger out the window. I ran over with my car, and then I threw the 52 French fries out the other window. But
I'm loving the puns.
What I'll say is that, we still haven't seen this team put together 4 quarters of football. We've seen glimpses here and there, and we've seen this team let off the gas pedal. And so, as the season moves forward, I really want to see this team. I know we have a lot of injuries, so there's, but I don't want to find excuses either, because this is the last year in Oakland. They gotta do something special, however it is, whether it's record or wild card spot, but I just want to see them put together 4 quarters of football.
You're right. I mean, we've seen glimpses. We've seen, where they should be. Okay, yeah, Clinton Lawrence said we had 71 plays on offense, and figure Mack took off at least 15 of those plays. So the other 71, 61, 55, about the other 55 plays, almost 50 whose number. He had one play where he actually did anything other than he had and somebody find me the stat. How many tackles did Khalil Mack have? How many tackles? He had 1 fumble recovery, and how many tackles? He did nothing.
Hey, ironic enough, I rewound it. That play where Jacobs got hurt, Matt came from behind and hopped on Jacobs' back, and that's how Jacobs got hurt, was Mack tackling him.
Okay.
So, it seems to be okay. Hopefully, they get some rest up with this bye week. But, yeah, dude, this win was huge. I don't care how we did it. Clawing, toes going through the shoes, curling our toes or whatever. But we needed this win going into the bye week. This is going to be huge. I'm not saying we're God's greatest gift, but, we got a chance. If we can play like that against, some good teams, we can compete. And that's all I want. I want to see this team competing. I want to see us have a chance at maybe a wild card spot. If we get a home playoff game, I live in Donkeyville in Colorado, but if we get a home playoff game, I'm going, dude.
Good.
And that's my hope, man. I've been praying that we get our revenge against the Patriots in the tough game, and this time it's through the black hole, and it's in Oakland. Last game in Oakland can't be against the Jaguars, so I'm just holding on hope, man. The second and third game, I was really disappointed. But, the one of the main differences is that Carr, I don't know if you've noticed it, but Carr's running the shotgun. He wasn't really doing that before. And when we were going against these elite pass rushers, the play action doesn't always work. And you do have to mix it up. You can't just always do the shotgun. But I think that's been huge for some of the success we've seen these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right. Running the shotgun with the pistol. And by the way, I didn't get a chance to, in the natural flow of saying, Edward Winchell, what in the hell are you talking about that the Raiders need a fullback? Alec Ingold is that fullback, and the kid has been balling all year. I love you, brother, but you're wrong on that one. The Raiders do have a fullback.
Oh, yeah. They do, and a lot of people forget. We haven't seen it yet. Gruden's holding his back pocket, and I thought we were going to see it, this game. But the spider two-wide banana is a fullback play. It's a pass play to the fullback, and that's like Gruden's favorite play. And Alec Ingold can catch the ball. Alec Ingold has way better hands than Keith Smith did or does,
Yep.
And so us to keep Ingold like that touchdown Jacobs got, Ingold blocked Matt. That was huge. I don't think Keith Smith gets that block. So Ingold's showing up, and I'm waiting for some plays designed to get him the ball some in the pass game. We saw a fullback blast, that was good.
Yeah, he had a first down today on that one lead. It was like third and 1 or 3rd and 2. Give the ball to Ingold, and he got the first down. So he's playing in the plays that he's playing. He is doing his job, and he's a rookie.
Yep. Yeah, we got a bright future if these guys keep bonding. That team unity that I was saying is team unity is the number one thing this season. We're seeing it. We're seeing these guys bond. When you have this much injuries and the perfect thing and all this stuff happen, and the team can come together and not fall apart. To me, team unity to any team, whether it's football, whether it's a sport, or like at work, if you don't have team unity and communication and stuff, you will fail. And this team is showing that they are uniting, and that is huge for our future.
All right, Hardcore, that's wonderful, man, and thank you for calling, man. Good synopsises.
All right, love you, man. Keep up the great work. Go Raiders!
Go Raiders! That's Hardcore. Good hearing from them. I tell you, brothers and sisters out there, it's wonderful. We got good conversation. Okay, I know. Love you back there, Ed. But I'm just saying, man, Alec Ingold is a damn good fullback, man. He's a damn good fullback. We need in my mind, and maybe I'm wrong here, but you know what? Can Marcel Aitman, can Keelan Doss be that number one receiver? He doesn't necessarily need to be fast. He just needs to be able to do the routes, catch the ball, and get the plays afterwards. Keelan Doss and Marcel Aitman, maybe they are those number one receivers, the one thing that we might need. Marcel Aitman started today, and he just came off the practice squad. So we need our receivers to be healthy, and I like everything that we've gotten. So anyway, I gotta put it up there. Line is open, 813-699-0834. I don't know how long we've been on. I don't care. I'll be on for a little bit more. I know that the only thing that I have to do is I have to meet my brother. 80 minutes. So, okay, if we've been on 80 minutes, let's say, let's go to 6 p.m., go to 3 p.m. Pacific. So we got at least 20 minutes, if not more. And then I gotta get off the line because I gotta help my brother make a budget. Yeah, I know you guys are, what is he talking about? Well, got to help my brother out with a budget. And that, trust me, that is going to be a unique period of time. I got to call him up, find out where he's at, and say, hey, Mark, I'm coming over. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. Do we have any other callers? Ruben is out there, been throwing some good stats on us, okay. Always good to hear from Ruben. Ruben's good for at least 10 minutes. So, I mean, that might be my last. We have heard from folks. Don Webb, thanks for you got a call. Yes, I'm not giving Mac a gold jacket yet, but I'm saying he's on his way. He's on his way. Remember, this is only his 5th year. he's on his way to a gold jacket. I mean, if you look at the amount of time that he's been out there, if Mack is a Hall of Famer, then Von Miller certainly is, right? So I'm just saying he's getting there, but he still needs to sustain. He still needs to continue the ascension. He still needs to play the great plays that he has. I will not wear a Khalil Mack jersey until he retires, because I'm not gonna wear. And I got a lot of them too. I got 2 of the $300 jerseys. Okay, 2 of the $300 jerseys, and I'll wear them when he's no longer playing in the league, because then it's a throwback jersey. And then said, yes, Khalil Mack started as a Raider. But I agree in the fact that he didn't want to be a Raider, or he let his agent dictate the terms that got him thrown out of Oakland. And that's about it was. He got thrown out of Oakland because of his mouth, or what he was saying that he wanted, or the agent saying what he wanted. Again, if you look at Khalil Mack, 50 who, I'll say his name for this purposes. If you look at his press conferences when he was announced as a member of the Chicago Bears, okay? The Chicago Bears. And he holds up his jersey. He looked like, wow, okay, this is a photo op and I got to show my jersey. He didn't even crack a smile. He didn't crack a smile because it was all about the Benjamins. And he got paid. He was given a contract offer by the Raiders. He got paid, but he didn't want to be there. So he let his lawyer / accountant / agent do a little bit more talking and he probably should have kept him in check. And he didn't, and he's gone, and now he's 50 who. He'll be that name that I will mention when he becomes a Hall of Famer. And like I said, Don, I'm not saying that he's not a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying don't give him a gold jacket yet. Because God forbid, something bad happens, and then he might not have the years. And so I had a $300 will wear it, have an ex who gets 50% of my retirement. I got you, brother. That's why it's always cheaper to keep her. Yeah, I said it. 3 tackles, one fumble recovery, and that's it. That's it. That was the Khalil Mack stat line. Nothing to write home about. Line is open, 813-609-0834. Don, if you can call in. I know Ruben will give me at least 10 minutes. So if he wants to call in, that's good there. Who else do I have? I heard from Ed. I heard from Hardcore. I'm looking down the list. I heard from Mike Arline. I heard from Jerry D. So people that are here, I've heard from. Clinton Lawrence, you can call in. Jared, I heard from. That's always good to know. Tito can call in. That would be nice to hear from Tito and Clinton. So I got Tito, Clinton, and Ruben. And other than that, I don't see anybody else who hasn't called in yet. Oh, Chris Donnet. Chris might be babysitting his kid. So we'll see. Mr. Wombat and Matt Marinovich. So there are a few people that can call in. Frankie Rizzo, if he's still out there. So there's a few. Line is open. We are up at, let me see here, 85 minutes. So we're up at 5. So trust me, I can do another 5 minutes, but like I said, then I got to leave. Because I know I'm going to hear about it from my brother. But I'll talk. Happy and surprised with my wife now is a solid 9. I would camp, but I'm very sick. Freaking. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, well, take care of your cold. Aaron Cordes, how you doing? And El Rondo for you. Good to hear from you as well. Always good to see everybody out there. We have been on here for about 85 minutes. If you don't call in, I'm going to go. Because then we're on about 90 minutes. And that'll be in about another 5 minutes. You got about 5 minutes to call. And I haven't really had the cough until now. So I'm right up on my coughing mechanism. It's great. It's great to be here when everybody is here and we're talking not even Victory Monday. It's Victory Sunday where you can just feel good about it. You can wear your Raider gear. Hell, you can sleep in your Raider gear. And if your wife or your girlfriend or anybody, significant other, I'll just leave it at that, gives you crap, you say, hey, the Raiders won today. The Raiders won today. And I'm sleeping in my Raider gear. So that's good. Now, take your hat off or it'll get all screwed up. Well, especially if you have a CPAP machine and the mask, that it'll screw up your bill. I don't wear my Raider hats to bed. Line is open 813-699-0834. It'll be great. It'll be great to be here for another 2 weeks. 3-2, just like Ed Winchell said. And the Chargers are losing to the Donkeys. Remember, the Donkeys should have won, I think, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, and they let the game get away from them. I think it was against the Jags. So, I think it was against the Jags, and the Donkeys couldn't win. So, does Denver get their first win today? Jimmy Farrell. I made my girlfriend wear my Raiders gear. Good for you, Jimmy. Good for you. But was she upset when you tried to, in hers Raider gear? That's freaky. Never mind. I want to hear about it. That's a mental picture I don't want to hear. Line is still open, 813-699-0834. If we don't have anybody call in, because we're up at 88. Never. Okay. We're up at 88. So I'm gonna give about another 2 minutes. 90 minutes is a good show. I think it's good enough for time. We've heard from everybody. I appreciate, and trust me, I appreciate all the calls. If you can take this link, throw it up there on Facebook so people know we exist. Okay. I was happy that we had a chance to do that. That I was actually home and not at the game because I could do the halftime report. And, it was nice that I can do the halftime report and make sure people knew that I was going to be on. Am I going to be on later? I don't know. I don't know if people want to do like a post game. I don't know. When's my next show? Probably Tuesday. I'm going to try to do a show on Tuesday. So if not Tuesday, that we'll be on Thursday. So I'm going to try to do a show Tuesday. Maybe it'll be the show before we all go away. And by the way, while I'm out there, do a post-baseball show. Maybe. And that would definitely be a You Don't Know Jack About Sports show because then we're talking other stuff instead of football. Now, I would like to say that Angria Trask, say congratulations to Angria. Angria had a birth of a baby boy, Jack, the other day. Don't infer. The boy's name is Jack. I have yet to meet Angria personally, so don't go with the jokes there. I know what you guys are thinking. But blessings to Angria Trask on her bundle of joy, a boy named Jack. I think that he's a little underweight, so keep her in your prayers. Keep the boy Jack in your prayers. Once Angria gets squared away and is feeling better, we're going to go back to doing a Coast to Coast Raider Nation podcast because that always is good. Andrea is a great lady, very knowledgeable. So don't miss that. The Coast to Coast Raider Nation podcast with myself and Angria Trask, otherwise known as Andrea Dolan. So keep blessings for her and for her baby Jack, and we'll do that show come up when she's ready to go. Okay? You got in time. I was about ready to sign off, so Ruben saved the day. Ruben, how you doing, brother? You're on.
Captain.
How you doing, brother? I'm here.
Pretty good. I heard a lot of stuff, on the show. I didn't get to hear everybody because I was looking up stats and writing stuff on the days like I always do. I decided to tag a few friends, but I'm going to tag more people when I get done putting up everything.
Okay.
But I don't get it how some fans, they're like ecstatic we won. Okay, I'm glad we won, but you're doing jumping jacks and wheel carts out on the street? I don't think so. They won, but look how we won. Our corners, they fucking suck. I hate to say that, but they do. Conley and one of the other guys on the team, in the last 2-3 games, have they even bothered to turn back to look for the fucking ball? They're supposed to be pros.
Now, wait a
second. When they playing that way in
Joyner,
college, I mean, we won, okay? We did good. We dominated.
Joyner had good coverage on the guy who made the catch. Joyner had
he
good
just was
coverage.
over the top of him, and he took the ball away from him.
Exactly, but there's nothing that Joyner did everything but
on that play he did.
Yeah. And he did have some, like, the holding / pass interference call.
Yeah,
and so he
mugged him. Got to stop doing what it's been doing though.
He mugged him.
We always get a lead like this, and then what do? We blow it. It's like it takes only one mistake. It doesn't matter if it's offside, the fumble, or something, and then here we go. We go into crash mode, like we don't know how to get out of it. Remember what I said? You asked me to score. I said we would win. We would win if we would come out and score right away. And I gave 2 scores. I said 21-10 or 17-10. And I also said, too, if we score at least 3 touchdowns, we'll win the football game. Well, we scored 3 touchdowns and a field goal. We won the football game. And Matt didn't do nothing. The only time he hit Carl, because Trent Brown missed his blocking assignment.
Right.
And that's why he got a clean shot.
Yeah.
And that wasn't Carl's fault.
No.
Those linemen have to protect the quarterback. They ran Jacobs up the middle. That was okay because he did good at times. They lowered the strength on the edges. And when he went over the top and ran right over them for the final touchdown, I thought, okay, we left too much time on the clock. But when he did that, I saw a flashback to the Seahawks game and the Raiders when Marcus Allen went over the top. I loved it when that kid did that. He better hold on to the ball because last time we were down there, Davis got that ball punched right out of his hand.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. I'm like, okay, that happens. Then we get the interception. Oh, no, we don't get the interception. Roughing the passer. I'm telling you, it made me want to turn off the TV. I'm tired of this shit that's going on with the NFL. He tackled the dude. What are you supposed to do? Not hit him? Let him throw the ball?
That I said it. Now you might have missed it when I was talking about it earlier.
Yeah, I heard when you said about it. We got cheated out of that.
We did. We got cheated, and the NFL needs to review that because even when oh my God, when it's Mark Schlereth saying things where I was like dumbfounded that a former hated foe of the Raiders, Schlereth being both a donkey and a Redskin, but most notably known as a donkey, when he's actually making sense in the fact that even the quarterbacks thinks it's a little bit messed up.
Yep.
We need to do something about it. We need to do something
and
about
they need to do better on offense too. That's the second week in a row. It happened this week and it happened last week. I don't know what's going on with Carr and Jacob, but they got to get their shit together and be on the same page. Those are mistakes right there that should never happen in the game.
Okay.
The only reason, it's like what one of the other callers said, the only reason they got those 7 points because of that mistake. They shouldn't have had no points on the board at that time. Because why? That pitch should have never happened. And I know Jacob tried to pick up and scoop the ball. He needed to just fall on that ball and recover it.
And I said
I know it is his fault,
said that.
But,
fall on the ball. Don't compound the error by trying to make yourself the hero. Fall on the ball because then the Raiders.
Sometimes the players can do that. They can pick the ball up. The majority of the time, you can't. So you just jump on the ball.
That's why I said 9 times out of 10, you're gonna lose trying to do the scoop and go. It maybe the one time you do something positive. The other times, just fall on the freaking ball. Fall on the ball.
And the tight end, Renfro, he missed the pass that was hit. It hit him. That was the first pass that was incomplete. And then who was the other one? The other tight end, number 83.
Well, Waller had a high patch. Renfro isn't a tight end. He's a wide receiver.
He should have still caught it.
Renfro's a wide receiver. He's the small guy. He's the slot guy.
Yeah.
Waller is the tight end. He did have that pass that went off his hands, and he knows he should have caught it. But I don't recall too many other passes being missed today.
Yeah, there wasn't. Cardi did a damn good job. They got the ball out quick, like I said. I also said, keep that defense on the field for as long as you can. Wear them out. Get them tired. Man, those Bears were sucking air in the first quarter. All those guys out there were breathing hard. They were breathing heavy.
They were.
And that's exactly what I wanted to see. Because I said, okay, they do that, we'll have a chance. Because why? We already knew the Bears didn't have a good offense. And you're right. Trubisky, with them having Daniels in there, they had a better chance of winning this football game than they did with their regular starting quarterback. Because he's terrible. Daniels gave him a better shot. And he should have had 3 picks in the game, but he didn't. And when they got that pick, I was like, good. And when they ended the game, I said, let's end it with a sack. And they got that sack at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I was like, don't let them get in the field goal range. Don't let this thing go to overtime. Don't, let the secondary get burned. Because sometimes it seems like that always happens to us. When we think we got the game, we don't got nothing. But they pulled it out. Gruden did what? There was a couple of crucial plays in the game. When it was 4th and 1, and they got that penalty on the kicker, I thought to myself, I go, wow, 4th and 1, he ain't going to go for it? And then here comes the trick play. They get it.
Hey, Rube, you're up on 7 minutes. I got to go to the new caller. Thanks again, partner. You take care. And we are on Houston, Steve. Steve, you successfully knocked out the caller who was on 7 minutes. Ruben, I enjoy your calls, but I like to make sure that the timer is on. Go ahead, Steve. What's going on?
Hey, I tell you what, this has been a bad week for Chicago. They got their coach Madden fired by the Cubs, and they're not singing "Sweet Home Chicago," are they, out there in Bears land today? I guess looking back when we lost Khalil Mack in this trade and everything, we're all down in the dumps. But everything goes full circle, Captain. What say you? And hello, shipmate.
Hello, shipmate to you. Now, honestly, the semantics of getting Madden fired. Now, maybe I'm missing something, but he was at the end of his contract, correct?
I'm not sure exactly, but I think he's probably got another job lined up.
He does. He does.
Yeah,
I mean, so it's not a matter of Chicago getting him fired. It was a matter to me, because I'm a contractor. I work for the government, and my contract is up at X amount of time. Now, we just got my contract renewed. Now, if the contract had not been renewed, I didn't get fired. I was just at the end of my contract. So Madden, to my estimation, and I might be wrong, but Madden was at the end of his contract. He was trying to negotiate a new contract. They weren't going to give him the money that he sought, so they just let him walk. That's a little bit different than firing. And as you said, it'll either be the Angels, the Padres, maybe even the Phillies might make a play for him, but somebody's going to have Joe Madden as their coach and manager real soon. As far as Chicago, like I said, the Raiders score 17, we win. Now, granted, it wasn't in the way that I anticipated, and there was a lot of those like calls you're like, oh my God, the oh my God error that between Carr and Jacobs. They'll work on that. That's rookie mistake of not falling on the ball, and it gave them momentum. It was a gut shot. It was a shot to the head. It took a little while for the Raiders to come back from that, and we'll need to work on that. Now, Ruben, I will agree with you there. Our corners need some work. That's why I'm willing to give up because I think Jalen Ramsey is outpricing himself in what the Jags want and what they're going to get. I think the Raiders, if they offer up a 3rd-round pick, they might go for a 3rd-round pick. I'd take Jalen Ramsey for a 3rd-round pick, wouldn't you?
I would, Captain, easily.
Yeah. So if it happens, it happens. I mean, the Jaguars are being greedy, so we'll see what happens there. We do need a corner. I think that Conley needs to get better. Worley's okay, so that's what we got to get. So yeah, it was a gut shot to Chicago, and it's just going to make me happy going into work tomorrow. That's for sure.
I tell you what, we'll always take a win, and especially for all the fans that have been going over there from all over the United States and all over the world, Raider Nation, and it makes the plane ride so much more pleasant when you go back with a win, especially if you're flying from the other side of the pond. I can only imagine, Captain.
No, yeah, I tell you, it was and thank you, Ed. Ed told me I was correct that the contract was up. It's a lot of money to go over there, and I've done it twice. And I did plan on going over there again, but I didn't get tickets because my buddy didn't get me tickets because they went out kind of like surreptitiously. And once I knew that I didn't have a game ticket, I said, you know what? I got a lot of other things going on. I'm going to take the week off, and I needed to. Now, I could have gotten a ticket. And then I was kind of like, but I said, no, I need to stay home. I need to stay home.
I know what you mean about that. It seemed like Coach Madden is actually a really good coach and everything. And so, your worth is how much somebody's willing to pay you. But my question to you is this. Does this mean the end of the London series since we're moving into Vegas next year? Or do we have to fulfill it one more year? Or what have you heard, if anything?
Okay, if the Raiders go to London from now on, they don't have to do it on their own accord. This is the last game that is owed overseas. If the Raiders go to London, it's one of two things. They can go there as the visiting team because somebody else gave up a home game, or they agree to it by one game, but they're not obligated to go to London anymore. They're not obligated. Now, if you're in the NFL, would you want to lose any more home games in Vegas? The answer is no. The answer is no. So I can see the Raiders going over to London, but it's going to be somebody else giving up that home game. I can see the Raiders going to Mexico City, but it's somebody else giving up that home game. Now, having said that, here's something else to remember. The NFL is talking about a 17-game schedule. And with the 17-game schedule, in order to make it fair across the board, they're saying that each team is going to have a neutral game site. So London and Mexico City and maybe somewhere else are going to be in play for the neutral game sites. Maybe it's going to be sites here in the United States. I don't know. But, excuse me, of course, those overseas games are going to play into those neutral game sites, especially if the NFL goes to a 17-game schedule.
That's great and everything, because I'm glad we don't have to give up any more home games. It seemed like they always took away the best game of the, like last year, obviously Seattle, and we've always, and we had to give up the Patriots for Mexico City for the season ticket holders. We feel like we got the short end of the stick and everything, as far as probably one of the best opponents for a home game in Oakland.
Yeah,
would you agree with that, Captain?
I agree. You can't tell me that having 50 Who, I almost said his name, having 50 Who come out to Oakland, he would have been booed continuously from when he even came in to the stadium in his civilian clothes until he left on the bus. He would have been booed, and that was taken away from the home fans, and that's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is.
Just like Tom Brady, when he took away that game and gave it to Mexico City, that would have been nice to see Tom Brady being booed and the Patriots in Oakland last year.
Right. Well, you do remember that when the Patriots played the Raiders the year after the Tuck game, he was booed continuously that game. I think the Raiders won that game. It was like a Sunday night game or a Monday night game, and the Raiders won that game. But I tell you, there was constant boos for friggin' pretty boy Tom Brady.
Exactly. Well, great show, Captain. It was a great win. I won't worry about Green Bay, and I'm just going to enjoy this and savor this. And this is the Crusader Raider and all the great Raider fans all over the world. It's great that we won a game in London, and have a sip of your favorite beverage, and God bless, and good health to you, Captain.
Oh, I will have a sip of them. I'll figure out what that favorite beverage is, but I'm going to enjoy it for sure later on.
How about a Chimay?
How about a what?
The Chimay, it's Belgian beer. There's a blue label and the red label. One's a quad and one's a triple, but it's one of the smoothest, darkest beers that the Belgian monks put out. As you know, the monks put out some really good beers over there in Belgium.
Well, I'll see. I don't have any in my fridge, so
I don't either.
But I'll find something. I'll find something.
There you go. Or Dos Equis. Oh, who can say no to Dos Equis or Corona? But you have a great one, or Glass of Wine.
All right. I definitely have some really good. I can't remember what it's not sangria. It's a very, very sweet red wine. I can't remember the name of it, but it's good. It's not no nasty 49er wine. It's a good Italian. It's a good Italian sweet red. So I might have that.
Either that or my grandfather used to drink Jim Beam or maybe a shot of Jameson. So, just for a little kick there. But you have a great one and good health to you. And the Raiders are back, baby. Go Raiders!
Hey, go Raiders. And thanks for calling in, Steve. Always good hearing from you.
Always great talking to you, Captain. Take care, mate. Bye.
All right. That's Steve. And that's probably going to wind up our show because I'm looking. Yeah, we're on 106, man. We're on 106. And my cough is going to come back. And I know I got to get over to see and give my brother a budget. So I want to thank everybody who was here and contributed to our show. I want to make sure that, the mic is there. I want to make sure that the music's not too loud. Let me turn that down. If you're watching right now, again, thank you for calling in. We did win the game for Raider Ron Rickard. That was great to hear. I shouldn't say great to hear. It was great to have that. So thank you, Raiders, for winning for Raider Ron. I appreciate everybody calling in. Trust me, I appreciate everybody calling in, and I mean that. And like I said, if you want to invest in yourself, I ain't saying this to be pokey. I'm not. I am a KARATBARS positivity because I have KARATBARS, and it's a great way to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in gold. Invest with KARATBARS. Go to the website right there, www.karatbars.com/?S=Jay Levy. It's right there. Invest in yourself. Invest in gold. Invest in KARATBARS. Go there, and it's a great way to have some gold. I mean, I had them around here somewhere. It's probably in my room. But that's our show for the day. Look us up. Maybe I'll do a show after baseball. If my throat is still bothering me, probably not. Look for a show on Tuesday, definitely on Thursday, and we'll talk about the Raiders. Y'all take care. Way to go. It's Victory Sunday for the Raiders. Yeah, Raider Nation. We'll see you next time.